It was a stormy day. The rain was pouring hard. It was muggy as hell. The class was small. And the walls were extremely loud. I was going to explain about the next assignment, but you guys can have a free day today after they're done with the construction. All of us cheered. Hey, what's going on with the other class? Are they doing character model? Wait, are they doing character modeling? They're doing character modeling? They're doing character modeling? They're doing character modeling? I'm not making these quotes up. This actually happened. Yes, we were going to do character modeling after we finished our backgrounds. Still wish the image was higher quality, but it looks like something you would see in a loading screen. But we did get a sneak peek of what we were going to do next week. This was going to be fun, but we were given some rules before we made our characters first. And since this is my first year, I can't do this, or this, or this yet. But can't you do that in your free time? You're right, but that's going to be easier said than done. Okay, so here are some things we can do and whatnot. If you guys are interested in making your own character model, I would suggest making them bipedal. They can't have mouths like this, unfortunately. Reason why is that this is going to be hard when the joints get added. You would understand. But if their mouths are kind of like human mouths, this is fine. The body is up to you, but they need to have a head, neck, torso, arm. You get the point. And yes, adding tails are allowed. The accessories will have to be modeled too, but that will be last after the character model is done. As much as I want to do my OC, I couldn't. Because... Ooh! And I was thinking about doing gargoyles too. But then I decided to do her. Rave. My backup plan. I'm not your backup plan, squirrel. Hey, I'm not a squirrel. Whatever. Just don't ruin my look, alright? Or I'll put your precious ingredient in my cauldron. I am cooked. Okay, so for our concept art, we had to add references for our character. And since some of us already have concept and references, it was a piece of cake. Maybe not all, because my character had a main issue and it was a beak. But luckily for me, I was able to convince him how the beak will work. As if it's attached to the mouth. Yeah, that's right, baby. We're already on the next step. Blackouts. Before you stack shapes, we had to add an image plane to our models. How do you do that? Don't worry, I will show you. Now you want to press space. Once that's done, hover your mouse on the bottom left screen. Press space and boom, you're on the front grid. What's cool about these grids is it's actually really convincing. You can change your perspective if you want to see the other side, or you can keep all the windows open, but I would recommend to use only one because this will hurt your eyes. And I mean it. For image plane, you want to hover your mouse over the view, click image plane, import image, and...
What? Oh my god!
Let me be frank with y'all. I didn't know how the hell to add the shapes in ZBrush to replicate the concept model. So it was like, F it, I'll do it in Maya instead. The one main thing you don't want to do when making a project is waste time. So it's best to move on and go back to it later. Sculpting. You don't really need to sculpt anything unless you're adding details to your character, but man, I love ZBrush. But I hate it at the same time. I know I can do it on Blender to sculpt, but my PC hates me. Sometimes. If it crashes, I lose progress, which is why I constantly save just in case. You can't just buy a new PC. thanks, but this PC is new. I'm not even joshing. I can play Ark Survival Evolved, but it won't let me play Minecraft unless it's modded. But thank goodness it doesn't crash when I use Maya or ZBrush, because I would have been crashing out. Once I was done with ZBrush, it was time to do the clothes. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about the clothes. So basically, most of the time when you're making a character model, the base model is first. Naked version of the character. Uncensored. Why? Because autonomy. Who's making these rules? Me or you? It's not me, it's them. This is going to be important when we're rigging the character so they can do stuff like this. Okay, maybe nothing like this. It looks terrible. Topology. Before I could even start with topology, I was given feedback from my advisor that there was something wrong with Rave's arms. I did a quick fix. It only took me like 5 minutes. So when I begin implementing the joints, it would be easier to move her arms. Now that's done, we can go to the fun part. Those damn fingers, bruh. Oh my god. I could have saved so much time. You wanna know how many times I retopologized Rave just to get the fingers to look right? The arms to have less triangles? And the head to look good? 5. It took me 5 times to get this right. In the last video, I mentioned that you could still pass with a minimal of errors, but beware with the triangles. And that's true. But look at this. Now I know the games can get away with this method, which is okay, but this is not okay. Hold up, I am not done. Painting it is a pain in the ass. And the worst part, I will end up crashing.
I'm so sick of this company.
I am not even joking you. Last time I was trying to export my model to Maya, and it took so long. And the moment I try to export it out, the damn thing freaking crashed. I'm gonna give you guys advice to save your sanity. After everything is retopologized, we can move to UVing. This is different from previous video.
Oh Lord. Again. Again. Nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit.
Because you're not UVing shapes. No, it's the character model. Now, how do you UV the character model? Well, it's simple really. You have to cut parts of the model. Okay, no, this is starting to look like a murder scene. I mean, it basically does. This is a good example of cutting the UVs. It's not perfect, but you get the idea. Just be careful not to cut too many. Texturing. Not bad. I look good. So, does that mean you're not going to turn Zuzu into stew? I guess so. Yes! Not so fast.
Huh?
There's a negative when you're adding textures to models. Now, with Blender, the software already has texture UI for texturing UVs. But Maya, it's exported into FBX file. Make sure the animations are off. Import FBX model you want to texture into Adobe 3D Substance Painter. Export the textures into folder. You place your model. If you didn't do that, you should keep everything organized and clean. Not like a dirty pile of clothes on the floor. Open Maya again. Click Hyper Shader. Now I can see why people recommend Blender. When our advisor taught us how to add textures in a Hyper Shader, I was so lost. I know people are going to say it's not that hard, but that's unless you're not using Renderman. Which is unfortunate because we had to use it just to add our textures. I had to remember every single nodes to connect, where to wire my textures so it doesn't look like pink curb here. And if you're like me, you won't be able to see the texture even though you did all of them correctly. My computer just hates me, bruh. Maybe it might have something to do with the textures not showing when I move it to my UBS card. Even if I try to fix it at home, with the same texture file, I still don't see it. If any of you know what it could be, that would be amazing. Cause I don't want to accidentally send a plain model to my team or customer. That would be bad, and it would look like I was being lazy, when in reality, it's right there. Rigging. This is going to be a long story. Now, the joints aren't the worst thing to do as long as they're placed properly, such as spine, shoulders, arms, elbows, wrists, fingers,
Lord.
legs, knees,
Again.
blah, 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 blah,
A
blah, blah,
again.
blah, blah. But you're going to run into issues because some of the joints would just not work. But you haven't binded the models to joints yet. That's because I haven't added the controls yet. I swear, I was going through crisis with these controls. Sometimes it will do the opposite and ignore my commands like you're teaching your kid how to cook, but they're using the wrong recipe and it tastes like they added too much vegetable oil in your fried chicken. Or worse. So what did I do? I watched a tutorial. Look, I was already ahead. Our projects were not due. Yet. Because of the blizzard. Thank you, Blizzard. Not you. Once all the controls were connected to the joints, it was time to bind the joints to the skin. Finally. I'm almost finished. I could finally rig my character.
Oh, hell no!
Wait. No. I remember now. No. This can't be.
No! No!
I tried, but this tore up my sanity. How could this possibly be easy? Everything else is confusing as hell, but I got a hang of it, but this. I wanted to crash out so bad, but I don't want to bring my precious PC. I gave up after that. I didn't bother going back. I was done. But I didn't. Yeah, I was annoyed and frustrated, but I also think to myself, what if I'm doing something wrong? What if I forgot about another tool that I can use to fix this mess? I watched another tutorial on skin weights and found out I was supposed to use smooth brush. I went back, tried again, and it worked. It worked! Don't forget to add skin weights to your clothes. Damn it! I hate to say it, but the last two steps suck. I was having a lot of fun sculpting and texturing. I experienced so much frustration, so many headaches, I feel like I'm gonna die for trying. Sorry if I've been overreacting this whole video, but this was hard. It probably would have been less hard if I didn't make a burb and should have done a gargoyle instead. But the problem with me is I just love challenging myself. My advisor knew I was gonna crumble and cry, but as I kept progressing and improving, they were impressed. Unfortunately, all of us were not able to finish our projects on time, which is sad because we could have gotten free lunch. But it's alright, because I'm proud of what I accomplished.